All right, back here at Dragon Works. Okay, so quick update, 2013 Yamaha Raptor 700R top end issues. Been waiting on some parts, so I'm about to jump back on this for a little while before I got to do some other stuff. I got to break in this motorcycle so we can get that delivered. But anyway, got some parts in yesterday. The problem we had with the bike was the cam chain and sprocket were worn slap out. Looked like it even skipped a tooth or two. So while we're in there, we're going to go ahead and do some new piston rings. So I'm going to get the piston all cleaned up here, get the new rings on it, get that put on. We'll start reassembling the motor. Got some gasket, side cover gasket. We went ahead and pre-purchased the Cometic gasket kit, so make sure we get a really good head gasket and base gasket there. Already used the valve seals. You saw me on the other videos rebuild the head. Leave it to Yamaha store to only order one exhaust gasket when you need two, but that's okay. Cometic knows the right thing to do. Anyway, going to do the cam chain. These are various gaskets for the valve cover and cam covers. So going to get all this taken care of. I went ahead and got my side cover all cleaned up yesterday. Waiting for reassembly. Had to pull off the flywheel. Took this apart in case some of you don't know. Okay, so the starter comes out and engages in to one of these gears, which turns a reduction gear, which turns this big gear, starter clutch, engages on this hub right here. This is actually the starter clutch right there, the thing with all the bearings. Oh, let me get it out in the light. That's terrible. This isn't any better. So those little rollers are one direction rollers. One way they just free spin like a bearing. In the next direction, it actually grabs and engages. So when the starter turns that gear, it engages this flywheel, which has a keyway to the crankshaft. Right here. Let me get that light a little better. And turns this crankshaft, and that's what spins your motor over. Then your rod that I got covered up here, up and down, that's how it works. So let me do a quick little quick rant or whatever, exclaimer or something. One day I will get to the point where I can do some really good how-to videos. The situation is I don't make my money off of YouTube videos. I make zero money. I don't have commercials or anything. I shoot them raw. You usually see them that day, if not the next day. I make my money off of getting jobs done and getting paid. So I don't have time to set up a studio and shoot how-to videos and edit them and retakes and all that kind of stuff, because I got to get this stuff done in order to make money. So I hope these videos get better. But that brings me to what I was going to say. You gotta actually pull these flywheels and everything off of that shaft, because as you can see, it's tapered. So when you tighten that nut right there, it presses that on like a machine fit, and you actually have to pull that off. If it's never been pulled off before, you put this tool, this goes onto the rotor that I showed you guys a little while ago. It comes with threads on it, on this collar right there, just for this purpose. And this tool threads on there like that. And then you tighten this part up. Sorry again about the lighting. I ain't got no light over here this morning. Tighten this up, and that will pull that off. But when they're new, they kind of stick. So what I do is I put tension on here, tighten this, and then put tension against the crank. And then I'll put a little bit of heat right here around this collar. And a lot of times just a tiny bit of just pop right off, slide right off in your hand. If not, then you just give this bolt a little love tap, and that surely will do it. If you don't have it by then you might be in a little trouble. The next thing to do is an old CO2 fire extinguisher. You can squirt this in the shaft, and it will contract it, and sometimes that pops it right off. Anyway, they're desperate measures. But anyway, it's a little tip there, and I wish I could have showed you guys all that. That's basically what that whole rant was about. I don't have time, like I say, to set this stuff up. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. So anyway, I got a lot of crap to do here, so I'm going to have to quit talking and get busy, because I've got a couple other bikes. I got the Honda 900 that I got to get test rode today. So I'm probably going to have to load it onto a truck and haul it somewhere that I can ride it. So I'm trying to work on this, trying to work on that, and I got a bunch of other stuff sitting here waiting. So Dragon's got to get to work so I can make a living. Peace out.